We gon' run it, hit the field, blast off, watch them all fall. This is AFC North talk. Got me hype, it's about to be a touchdown. Got the Ravens, Steelers, Bengals, and the Browns. Are you listening? It's time to get it hype. Tune in when the season poppin'. Yeah, we going live. Ay, knock 'em out. Ay, first down, going hard. Yes, indeed. AFC North talk. Let's go. Ay, AFC North talk.
Welcome to another edition of AFC North Talk. Here we are. Last week, Bengal fans were saying we haven't done shit. I mean, Bengals and the Ravens, we still haven't done much. But it all happened about 2-3 days ago. I can't even remember now. The T and Jamar D. By the way, what a teaser. They teased that thing for like 4 days. Oh, it's done. It's already done. And I'm like, if it's done, why there's no deal? Where's the signing? Oh, it's done. I'm like, but where is it? Anyway, Ace, I know you were excited. I saw you all over Twitter.
Yes, sir.
How was it for you? How was for Bengal Nation?
Well, first, Sonny, I have to thank you because ever since that you said the Bengals should trade T. Higgins, everything is going right since then. Right, Quincy? I think ever since Sonny put it out there before it was a thing. It happened. Nah, but
hey, dog, look. If you guys can thank him for T. Higgins, he has me to thank for my infamous. I think Kyler Murray will end up being better than Lamar Jackson in 2019.
Kyler Murray,
we're all responsible for our own demons.
Yeah.
Nah, I mean, for me, like the situation, according to Jamar Chase's dad, the situation was on Friday. I'm assuming when the Schefter stuff came out. Jamar's deal was done. Originally, the agent, I think, said that T's deal was done first, then Jamar's was done, then the agent came back because they're rep by the same person now. So the agent came back and said, no, we got to do one little tweak to T's deal. And Jamar's dad started freaking out because he was like, all right, is this going to mess everything up with the progress? So I don't know. I'm assuming, I'm just pure speculating here because I didn't ask anybody, but I'm assuming that the tweak was kind of the incentive-based thing for T. If he does hit certain numbers, if he does play a certain amount of games, he gets those contract escalators. So that's what I'm assuming probably the last part of it was. But I always felt like, and I was in the minority in this, in Bengals Nation, because we were like fighting over it. I always felt like they were going to keep T. Higgins. The reason why is because I knew Joe Burrow was not going to allow them to just let T. Higgins walk. Like, it's one thing to let somebody from the defense walk, Jesse Bates and a DJ Reader, and maybe even a Trey Hendrickson, which the current rumor is that he should be back. But when it's affecting him directly, I don't think that the quarterback is just going to be okay with that person leaving. And then also there was the factor that T wanted to be a Bengal. T wanted to stay there. There was no indication from T ever, outside of David Mulligetta requesting a trade, obviously, that he wanted to leave. It was always, let's try to make this work. This is where he wanted to play. It was a good situation for him. It wasn't similar to Marvin Jones. When Marvin Jones was here with the Bengals and they had AJ Green, they wanted to pay Marvin Jones, but Marvin Jones wanted to prove that he could be a wide receiver one somewhere else. Like ever since I first met these guys like Jamar, T, and when I first met Tyler Boyd, they were like brothers. They were tight. And like, if you know NFL players, it's not always like that. Like they might be on the same team, but they're not brothers. They might not even hang out with each other. But just the vibes that I could pick up from them were that they were cool. And one of the things that people used to try to do is pin them against each other. Or who's the wide receiver one? Is it him or is it you? And it never kind of affected them from that kind of standpoint. They always had each other's back. And then the thing that I would always tell people is Jamar Chase is amazing, right? Top 5, top 3 player, whatever you want to call him, top NFL player. But there is a difference when T. Higgins is not on the field and it's just Jamar Chase by itself. Like the Bengals don't have an Andy Reid. So when people are like, oh, just do what the Chiefs did, Zach Taylor is not Andy Reid when it comes to his play calling. Like a lot of the stuff that these guys end up doing is the play may break down. They're not even open. They're just jumping up and catching this, making a play over somebody.
One question though with that, Ace, do you feel like basically what you're saying is because you don't have an Andy Reid right there at head coach, right? You need to overcome that lack of creativity or ingenuity by having an overwhelming presence with talent at wide receiver. Do you think that being the current construct of the team, though, is sustainable to the type of success that Cincinnati needs to have? Because you're putting yourself in a position where you do have to pay $70 million for wide receiver, another 70 for Joe Burrow in order to keep an offense that, quite frankly, like you should be able to figure it out with Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase a little bit better than what Zach has. Like, do you think that still being a limiter for this team, or you having to spend that money to kind of get past that, is sustainable for the kind of success y'all want to have over a long period of time?
I think it is sustainable. I think when you have T. Higgins, it's sustainable. When you're putting a rando person in there like a Jermaine Burton or insert X draft pick, I don't know if it's sustainable. I think we saw last season with them having a number one passing attack that it seems like they figured it out. But I think if you were to take that away and put somebody new in, I just don't think it would have worked. And I think we saw that last season. Like when T. Higgins was not there, the Bengals offense did not look anywhere near the same. People started triple covering Jamar Chase. And that's the thing. You can put a new wide receiver over there, but I mean, honestly, this is the league. If you're not somebody that has some sort of reputation, I'm not coming off of triple team on Jamar Chase for some rookie that's over here until that person proves to me that they're able to make me surrender that coverage. And go ahead.
I guess more of what I'm asking is, do you think it would be more worthwhile to try to get somebody better than Zach Taylor in the head coach?
Oh yeah,
versus like having to spend the 30 to make sure the offense.
I mean, if I'm gonna tell you right here, bro, if Zach Taylor gets out to a slow start again this season, he's gone. He's gone. Like if Zach Taylor gets off to another slow start, or he does not.
What's the definition of slow start though? Like if it's like 1-3, 1-4, like where?
1-3, 1-4. 1-4, he's gone, bro. 1-4, he's gone.
Who would they employ though from within to be the interim coach in that case?
They would probably make Dan Pitcher, who was the offensive coordinator last year, probably the interim head coach because there's no Lou anymore.
Yeah,
they might make. I don't think that they
would. Al Golden's a former head coach, right? Well, college. But...
You said who? Al Golden?
Yeah.
I don't think that they would go with Al Golden. I think that they would probably go with Dan Pitcher.
It's usually like
somebody on the offensive side, somebody that Burrow would have some kind of connection with, I think would end up being.
Who's your O-line coach?
You said the O-line coach? No, he's brand new. We got y'all O-line coach.
Y'all got one of our assistants? Yeah, y'all can't do that.
Yeah, he's not.
I'm trying to think. Where do teams hide their like super experience? It's like usually wide receiver coach.
It would be
special assistant something.
So it would be between Dan Pitcher, it would be between Troy Walters, the wide receiver coach, and it would be between Darren Simmons. It would be between those three guys.
Every coaching staff has like somebody on there. You're like, damn, he used to be a head coach.
Not the Marvin Lewis era we did, not this era. Zach likes to hire his homeboys. So you don't have to have a lot of experience to be on the Bengals coaching staff. You just need to have known Zach Taylor for some time and period. But
I was to say he's pretty young. How much of a network do he have?
Yeah, he doesn't really have one, but
he didn't do the McVay thing where in McVay's first year he had Wade Phillips as his D coordinator. Like he didn't bring in like an old head with him.
He did. It just was a horrible old head. It was on the offensive line. Jim Turner. Jim Turner, like the worst guy that you could.
What's his name?
The worst old head you could bring in.
What was his name? He was awful. Because I remember he popped up in the UFL and they had the worst offensive line in the UFL.
Jim Turner, the guy that was responsible for the
Jim
whole,
Turner.
Dolphins bullying scandal. He had
is he related to North? Like, is he part of the North family tree?
I don't know. That's a good question. But from what I heard, they said that Zach hired him because he gave Zach like one of his first coaching gigs or something like that. Lord. It was one of those things. But yeah, he was awful. But the Bengals had to get this done. Joe Burrow had to make sure that he was able to keep those two. They got the foundation done. Seeing the contract numbers that came out today, it appears to me that T. Higgins' deal might only be guaranteed for one season. So I expected it to be 2 seasons for him. They definitely did the guarantees past that with Jamar, very similar to what they did with Burrow. That was a big test, but at the end of the day, T. Higgins and them made a smart move because my play was always Joe Burrow should be the guy to hold the leverage over the Bengals. Like, I'm not going to sign until you sign T. And the way that they played this, it was Jamar Chase that played that. So Jamar Chase played the whole thing. Well, if you don't sign T, I'm not signing. And so they used that leverage at the last minute to kind of get things together. David Mulligetta obviously was a big wrench in this. So when David Mulligetta was fired, I just knew that. I knew that this was going to be the situation that kind of happened from this perspective with them getting it done. Now that they've got the foundation, they've obviously got to fix the defense. But word on the street is that they're expecting Trey Hendrickson to resign too. So we'll see what happens with that in terms of the extension. I think that if you just extend them 1 or 2 years, I think that would be fine. But that is a major difference than what we were saying last week. I was going in on them. I don't know if they watch AFC North Talk or not, but they could tell that the fans were furious and something needed to happen. And this, honestly, it cost them more money in the long run. But T still, in my opinion, took a discount because 29.5 million for T. Higgins is a little crazy. I think he at least could have got 34, 35 on the market, possibly if he goes out there, depending on a team that would pay for him. Because you get teams that are desperate that'll give you anything.
What Tennessee paid last year for
that was crazy.
Calvin Ridley,
they gave him 4 years, $92 million.
That was insane. So there would be somebody out there that would easily get that up for him. But they get them back. 4 more years for, I think, both of them, 5 years for Jamar. So yeah, I mean, obviously the defense has to be fixed. I think that there's some stuff there. They're going to have to address it in the draft. They're going to have to get some pieces, but they've got the foundation. And to me, a lot of people are like, oh, the Bengals are amazing at drafting receivers. That's not necessarily true. They're good at drafting number 1 receivers. When it comes to number 2 receivers, they have completely struggled to replace them, going all the way back to TJ Houshmandzadeh with Chad Johnson, Marvin Jones with AJ Green. Like, honestly, from Marvin Jones to T. Higgins, that was when they finally did it. And by then, AJ Green was on his way out. And then they got Jamar Chase. So they haven't, even though we've drafted receivers well, they haven't been good at replacing those receivers when they had those tandems. This is actually, I believe, the first tandem that the Bengals have actually kept together based off of all of the ones that they've had. So I'm excited about that. I'm willing to see like what their plan is. They're going to have to get better in the draft. They got to hit on these defensive picks. But to be honest, bro, I kind of saw that this is where the team was going. And I kind of knew that DJ Reader and some of these guys were going to be expendable because when you pay the quarterback, you got to push the chips to what the identity of your team is. And even though we've had a solid defense, even if you go back to 2021, that defense ranked in the 20s. They weren't like this elite defense. They played better than that, right? But they weren't this top 5, top 10 defense. And the identity has really been for this team, an offensive team. And if you got to stack your chips into it, I'm going to put them with Burrow. And if that's where your money has to go, then that's what it is. And that's what they ended up doing.
This is basically the Bengals saying we're going to run it back, right? With their current core, bring back Trey. I think they're going to at least try to keep everybody together for the next couple of years. And then, at that point, then you're going to start to be forced to have to like, all right, we got to let this guy go, that guy go there. But they've kept it together about as much as you can do. And given like how strong they ended the season last year, I think people forget that, right? Like the Bengals ended the season pretty strong. They should probably be in a fine place next year.
They'll be a playoff team next year.
Yeah, I think so too.
We'll see though if Joe Burrow stays healthy, which like I'm not convinced that the offensive line still concerns me for Cincinnati. But and then there's the Zach Taylor factor of it. There's not a lot of depth there with them too, like to handle attrition if they have to go through it. But right, like they're pretty. They should be more of a lock for the playoffs than they are now. But like just the power of Joe Burrow makes me feel like they should be a lock for the playoffs next year. We'll see though. We'll see because I thought they were the lock to go 11-5 last year, and then they made me look like an idiot there. So
it was hard with that first game. With, I guess the Patriots, right? That was not a good start. That
I mean,
first-
yeah, they're gonna start 0-1. Don't get me wrong. Like they're not gonna win week 1. They don't do that. But they'll be back in the playoffs. Don't worry. Watch? I think it'd be very funny if the NFL does like did kind of a repeat of last year where they give them just some cakewalk team in week 1, and if they start off slow again, watching just Bengals Twitter collapse. Like, oh no, here we go again. This is going to be a repeat. Who's there? I mean, I'll get it pulled up. I kind of want to see who their easiest opponent is for next year. That could be like the funniest.
The one thing that also contributes to that is Zach Taylor does this thing where it's like it's the Sean McVay way of doing things where they're not like having super physical practices and stuff like that. So like a lot of people are like, bro, you're gonna have to rev it up. Like you can't just walk into this like basically playing two-hand touch football during training camp and then not playing these guys in preseason and then throwing them out there week 1. So we'll see. I think a lot of it has to do with Zach Taylor and the way he learned it.
This is the second training camp Joe Burrow's been going to be completely healthy for.
I think so.
He was hurt last year though, wasn't he, during camp?
Yeah, I'm saying like he's only had 2 in his career.
He was coming, he was coming back. You're right. He still missed some time in camp because he was coming back from the wrist
and the elbow thing.
And then the year before it was like the calf where he had like the non-contact and everybody was like, "Ah, Christ."
That was supposed to be the year where it's like, oh, nothing happened, and then he did the calf thing.
Yeah, and then he was coming back from ACL injury the year before, and his rookie, right? So yeah, it'll be good. Joe Burrow will be good. It'll be fine.
By the way,
unless y'all complete the Luka analogy with Joe Burrow and trade him to the Chargers.
Oh God, they do play the Patriots again this time at home, so they can just run it back. Run it week 1. Get the revenge. Start off strong.
Will that be the same Patriots team?
Wait,
the most salty about the T. Higgins situation is definitely the Patriots fans.
So we play the East.
They are hot.
Yes.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah, because they also play the Jets. So AFC North, AFC East this year.
Oh man, they're gonna
be the Jets. You lose to Justin Fields week 1. That'd be interesting.
Talk about the Steelers losing to Justin Fields.
Don't slander my boy.
We lost to Justin Fields before, especially in Chicago. He got us on a play one time, a little first down.
I think
I don't believe the Browns have ever lost to Justin Fields.
in my humble opinion, the deal was necessary. It was necessary for the Bengals to keep the locker room tight, to keep the cultures tight. Is it a way that and look, it could be
because of draft well.
I'm biased. I agree. It could be because I'm biased that we had never had this situation to have 2 great receivers. And to be honest, what I'm gonna say now,
Sonny, I don't want to interrupt you, but I do want to ask this question.
Go ahead.
Do the Bengals have 2 wide receivers that are better than any Ravens wide receiver you guys have ever had? Like, do T. Higgins and
that's actually
Jamar Chase clear Ravens wide receiver history? Because I think
Chase for sure. Chase for sure. Higgins, I will say I would
rather have Higgins than
Bolden. I don't know.
Bolden, Derek Mason, but he was like on back end of his career. Derek Mason.
I think Bolden is the only one that you can make the case.
Yeah.
It's the only one, and Bolden was healthy and productive throughout. And T, even though he's very productive, he has his injury history now.
He was T. Higgins to Larry Fitzgerald.
Yeah. And then he came in with us was zero productive. He never had anybody next to him.
It's funny because like all of like the good receivers in Ravens history are just like other teams' good receivers. Like they got Steve Smith, Anquan Bolden, Mike Wallace for like 10 minutes. Like that's
Torrey's like the best wide receiver they have, right?
Yeah. Well, say Flowers now.
Zay's definitely the best one that they've drafted.
Zay is all-time Bengals wide receiver room just smacks the shit out that Ravens.
The Ravens have been really good in drafting tight ends. You think about
Jamar Chase.
Yeah, no. Our
somewhere.
Anyway, what I was gonna say is that what I'm saying here, it was proven wrong in the Super Bowl because this team that won the Super Bowl right just now, they won with 2 premier wide receivers, right? They also had a premier running back. But in my opinion, I am very big on balancing the team, and I know I get the trenches guy, but I'm huge on paying and having a stable O-line having the receivers. Again, I could be biased because I have never been in the situation that y'all Bengals fans are. So it could be envy. It
You
could
don't
be
know
all
what
that.
life like.
Yeah, I don't know how that life goes. I don't know how it is to having 2 Ferraris in
You
the.
ain't never seen no shit like that.
No, never. My thing is just having a steady foundation. That's how it is. It's just the blocks are good, the foundation's good. I don't have none of those cars over there in the driveway. Anyway, so that's the only thing that concerns me. Bengals had the cap space, so they had the cap space, they had the money. They have to draft well. I mentioned this last week, right? How the Bengals, the problem, the regression that the Bengals have had, if anything, it's not on the offensive side, it's on the defensive side. And how it is because the draft pick haven't hit, right? We talk about the corners haven't really hit. I'm not saying they are Artie Burns bad, but they haven't been like lockdown one, right? They haven't been the same thing with the safeties, and we'll see
What the fuck did Artie Burns do to deserve?
I was gonna say, what the hell? Artie Burns is entering his 10th year in the NFL. That's a big long career.
He just sniped 2013 draft pick.
I was gonna say.
He is in mid-season form
We were
already,
talking
man.
about Cortez Allen while we had
Oh
it. Like,
Christ, Sean Davis.
Oh, my.
Anyway, my point here is more that the Bengals definitely, when you do this, the difference with the Eagles and the Bengals, right? Because I'm making the analogy with the Eagles because in my opinion they're the first team that had 2 premier wide receivers being paid, right? Because not only you can have them on the cheap on the rookie deal, being paid and win, but the Eagles draft pick has been impeccable, right? We can talk about them being the best draft class in the past couple of years, back to back, right?
Yeah.
So the Bengals, I mean, I'm not saying they have to be the Eagles drafting because nobody has been the Eagles drafting, but they definitely have to step it up and be better. Whoever you draft first round this year, and I'm assuming it's going to be a defensive guy, it has to be somebody that is impactful. It's going to be a rookie. It will make mistakes, but it can be somebody that is barely playing or barely a role player here because they cannot afford that. Because if your defense is this, it's what we talked last year. Your margin of error on the offense is so slim that you're asking Burrow and company to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. A mistake will be made, right? And if the defense cannot hold anything back, that's how you lose a game by one position on back-to-back, right? So that's the only thing I'm saying for the Bengals. There's definitely the pressure increase for Turbin and on the draft side.
Yeah, we need that pressure on Tobin because, like you said, the drafts lately ain't been hitting on nothing.
Yeah, I looked at some of them. I was like, ooh, it's not looking great for Mr. Duke over there, man. It's not looking great.
Okay, quick super chat here. Ravens Nation. He said Raven versus Bengals game. My score will be 200 plus. Well, last year
It was crazy.
Crazy. Okay, that being said, let's talk here real quick about the other 3 teams. I know the Browns.
By the way, the Ravens about to go ham in this draft. All the positions they're good at drafting at are like super deep in this class.
Don't you got like 11 picks or something? The Ravens.
Yeah, they're about to
There's
draft,
no
like,
way in hell they're
draft-
going to use all of them, though. They'll trade out of a few.
Trade up.
Oh yeah, they're leaving here with 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, 2 guards that they're gonna make play tackle.
And Mark Andrews is leaving a Los Angeles Ram.
And look, no wide receivers in this draft, no problem. The Ravens don't like that anyways.
There's a couple wide receivers that are big. Again, that's what I want. Anyway,
If the Ravens draft a
You think
receiver,
they're
I'm
the
just going to
Higgins guy?
assume he's going to be bad.
yes, that's a problem, right? I can never get excited for wide receiver because
They drafted who was it? Devontae Walker last year, who is apparently in.
they're out big.
I think everybody knew that was gonna be what it was. When
Dude has one. He runs straight, Tez. I'm like, all right.
No, Ted's the one you breathe on him. He just hits over with the routes over with. He can't touch him. Yeah, but the Ravens have their own quirks for sure.
Yeah.
The Ravens obviously got the 11 picks, right? And obviously they're going to trade up and use them. But don't you guys think, like, with the draft being such a crapshoot, is it better to just draft 11 players that have a better chance of, like, knowing that
I'll be
you're gonna
honest.
get some
I
players?
think they draft at least 9. I think they draft 9.
They draft
By the
9.
way, I think they're gonna get a kicker this year. I think that's a assist for Chalker.
Oh yeah, I think
I
so.
think
That would be a safe assumption.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but I'm saying more that I think they use a pick. They haven't. Tucker was an undrafted guy, right? I think because they have
Most
11
are.
picks. I think they're gonna use one on a kicker. Which
We
pick?
don't need to draft kickers from college. We need to draft them from the UFL. Has
Yeah.
the two last seasons taught us nothing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Watch spring ball this year, and whoever kicks the most efficient and the
Yeah, bring
furthest,
that
just
look.
sign his ass.
Matthew McCrane, come on down.
Find your Jake Bates and just call it a day.
Dog, it'd be the most random people, like the most random backstory a UFL kicker has, the more you take that guy. Because what?
But, yeah,
the
the
other
soccer
guy
guy?
was a kickoff only guy at Arkansas, right? That was
Yeah.
Jake Bates. Never really got to kick field goals. And then what's the guy in Dallas?
The Dallas guy, I don't know. What was his
Brendan
backstory?
Aubrey.
Brendan
Yeah,
Aubrey.
He was in the MLS.
That's the sucker.
Yeah, he was in the MLS. He played soccer at Notre Dame.
Yeah.
And they bring one of them experiments up in the UFL. That man start kicking 20 for 20. Bring that man up. That man can do it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
It's like
Anyway.
calling up somebody from NXT to the main roster.
Hey, look, they already got a chant for you and everything, big dog. Like, just go ahead and kick that ball. Like, look, in college, you comfortable. You got like 45 other specialists on the team.
Oh,
You got
yeah.
your own clique of guys. In that UFL, it prepares you for one thing: the lonely life of a special teamer, because there's just two of you guys
Yeah.
on the team, and they might ask you to punt, dog. There's not a lot of dudes working there, so you figure it out if you can handle the pressure of being a professional in that environment. Versus in college, where it's like, oh, I got my bros, all this stuff. Nah, it's
Right.
lonely. You miss that kick, everybody's mad at
I'm
you.
in Huntsville, Alabama, with the long snapper here. This is just gonna be a
You know,
long
homeboy that's like,
few
it's
weeks.
okay. You ain't gonna go nowhere. You got a scholarship. No, you miss a kick in the NFL. You would one of 53 in the locker room, and 52
Yeah.
are angry at you.
So I wonder, Garrett, your boy Stouts. I know that you know him.
Stouts.
Yeah, he was doing our kick. He's our punter from Penn State. He was doing
Oh
our
yeah, Jordan Stout.
last year. He was doing our kickoffs last year, and which I was like, why is not Tucker doing this kickoffs?
'Cause
And
it's
apparently, and apparently he had done some field goal kicks in college.
I don't remember Jordan Stout ever kicking some field goals. I could be wrong, but he might have.
Is Chris
So
Blewett still out there?
Who?
Chris Blewett,
Chris Blewett.
yeah, former Penn pit kicker.
I don't know.
Yeah, Blewett.
I don't pay attention to pit kickers.
Oh yeah, I forget you're a Penn State.
I'm a
guy.
Penn State guy. You don't see the pennant right there?
Yeah.
well, so
Pitt to get their own damn stadium.
I was
The
gonna
other-
say,
the
they give
other-
away pennants for third place in the Big Ten.
I know what I'm getting myself into every year. I don't made it to the Final Four of the playoff. I was very happy. If Drew Aller doesn't throw the stupidest interception in the history of college football, whatever. We're off topic. Keep going.
well, I was gonna say
You could
yeah,
draft that at number 2 with Cam Ward.
just before the draft, Jenkins signed with the Cleveland Browns. And Q, you were saying something that I thought about. I was like, this is interesting because I love Jenkins coming out of Oklahoma State. And then what was it? He had a back injury early in the first year, I think.
It was
And
one of them
almost-
scary sounding back injury.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
something-
yeah.
it was like scoliosis or something like that.
Yeah, he
Oh.
didn't recover well for a while, but apparently he has been clear. Last year he played with Bearstill, right? Bearstill, the team that drafted. I remember I wanted the Ravens to draft this guy. He was a right tackle, and he played guard here in the NFL as well. He was a right tackle in college.
The
But
Marcus and Bo of his time.
where do you see him fitting? You guys have Conklin and the big kid. I'm blanking his name.
Wyatt Teller.
No. The other.
You talking about Joel?
Batonio.
No. The tackle. that was
DeJuan?
Yes, the one.
Yeah. So I'm curious to see where he fits too, right? Like it feels like an odd man out situation, and maybe Wyatt Teller is the odd man out. We're not gonna. I mean, Joe Batonio just announced that he's not retiring a couple weeks ago, so I don't think we're gonna just like kick Joe Batonio to the curb all of a sudden. Wyatt Teller's pretty expensive for an offensive line that needs to get younger and cheaper. We'll see what the contract numbers are for Tevin. I know people are like, oh, this is a depth piece on the offensive line. Dude, this is a very good depth piece
Yeah.
on the offensive line. Oh, this is a starting caliber player in Tevin Jenkins. So I think, maybe there's a chance that they see him as more of a replacement for Jed Wills, right? And they try him out at tackle, which would be, it would be I feel the football guy in me says it's a reach because this dude was a right tackle when he played. So you're switching him from guard to tackle, and then on the opposite side that he played. But I do believe he played left guard though recently, right? He was at left guard most of his last 2 years in Chicago, so maybe he's already used to being on that side, so it's not much to transition from tackle. I have never come close to playing left guard in the NFL. I have no clue what that transition would be like, or if Tevin Jenkins is capable of doing it. But it is interesting because Cincinnati needed a starting guard. Lord knows the Seahawks needed a starting guard. Both those teams were in on him. He chose his Cleveland. Makes me feel like the opportunity is definitely a starting one. The question is, where on the offensive line is he going to start? I wouldn't imagine he would take the opportunity in Cleveland and play center. So it screams tackle to me, maybe, or definitely promised him guard.
He played all left guard last year, by the way.
Left guard, yeah. So maybe they're saying they're showing him, hey, maybe we could play you at tackle. You only got 150 snaps there your first year before you got injured. So let's give you a real try at tackle so you can see if you can hit the market in a couple of years, make money at 29 years old. And just have that there as a solution. They have another tackle. They signed a veteran swing guy. So it's definitely not for that. Again, that's why the whole it's for death makes no sense. So he's definitely going to start somewhere. I'm guessing left tackle because the injury stuff bothers you less if he's at tackle, because if he gets hurt, you have DeJuan Jones you can plug in. DeJuan's coming back from that fibula injury, so you're going to want to give him time to come back. I think the real focus with DeJuan this year is going to be cutting weight for him. So you don't want to rush him into a spot a little early. You want to try to take your time developing DeJuan. So maybe left tackle makes sense for him, and then you can have DeJuan behind him stepping in. And then if it doesn't work out with Tevin there, then you might be able to trade Wyatt Teller during the season to a team that really needs a starter at guard and try to get as much possible there. So I think that those are the likely scenarios there. Either way, you added a really good player to this offensive line.
Yeah.
Definitely was like one of the three teams that he could assign to, the team that needed him the least, which is just peculiar why he chose here.
Yeah, you took him out of the Bengals. Obviously, you always try to get players away from your.
Yeah, man. Like I wonder if he doesn't want to play guard long term. Like that might just be a thing for him, right? Because I wouldn't pass up. Me personally, like I'm from Cleveland, I love Cleveland, but like if the Bengals are offering me similar money to play guard for Joe Burrow, I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Versus like I'm potentially blocking for fucking Kenny Pickett on his third team. Like,
oh my god, I still can't believe that Kenny Pickett.
That's the worst part about it. We don't just got Kenny Pickett, we got third team Kenny Pickett.
Hey, Super Bowl winning Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, fresh off a Super Bowl winning season.
I don't know if there's a more monotone, boring interview in the NFL than Kenny Pickett.
That's why he's there, right? Like that's why he will be a backup forever, right? Yeah. Like he has what it takes.
He's got backup face.
Yeah, just a real forgettable guy, right? The only thing that hurts him is that he should be Kenneth Pickett, right? Because Kenneth is hard to chant. Because like Kenny's a little too easy to chant. Your starter starts playing like trash. Kenny.
Yeah.
No.
Believe me, I lived it.
Kentavious Pickett, right? Like they can't chant that, right?
Look, man, I've never once heard of a white fella in my life named Kentavious. So somehow I just don't think that's going to happen.
Originally an Irish name, like I could just do one of those.
Was it?
Ball Kentavious. We took Tyrone, Jerome, all that shit. So go ahead, Ball Kentavious. What time, Kenny?
I think.
Could you imagine the shock? You recruit Kentavious Pickett.
I think this is a great signing by Cleveland. By the way, even for some reason, let's say even if the number is a 1 year, a lot of money, which I don't think it is, but even if, let's say Cleveland overspent for him, which again I don't think it happened, for putting him in a left tackle at 27, I think he is, and he plays well. Hey, they might have just stumbled into their future left tackle. Because if this kid just happens to be good as a left tackle, you know how hard it is to find an effing left tackle?
Yeah.
Right? So even if you overpay, which again I don't think they did, I think it was a great signing no matter what.
Yeah, if they overpaid, they would have had the agent tweet out there. It's been just hands down.
That's true. That's true.
Like we not putting nothing out there. Nah,
Nobody's
this is-
signing this tweet. It must be like 5 mil.
this is a steal, bro. The significant drop off between week 1 and then week 2 and all of that. I think you have to commend the Browns because one of the things that I'll say about the Browns is they make moves that are good for their team, but that also weaken other people in their division. So they knew that the Bengals were in on Tevin Jenkins. They added to their offensive line. They keep him away from the Bengals. And then this gives them, like Sonny said, a guy that you could either play a guard, you could play a tackle. The only issue with Tevin Jenkins has been the injury history, and that's why I'm assuming also they probably got him on the cheap, right? Because he's had back issues and stuff like that. But it's a low risk, high reward for the Browns because they have guys there that they can start. And then if they need to put him in a pinch or if they need to move on from somebody and they see that he's able to stay healthy, they can do that. So I think this is a great move for the Browns. For them to come out and do that. I did not think the Browns were going to be the team that ended up with Tevin Jenkins. I at least thought that it would be like the Seahawks or something like that. So that's the only part that does make this something. It's like, okay, like I wasn't even aware. I think outside of Q saying that, I think I did see somebody else saying like, well, where is he going to play? I thought that he actually had a spot on the line. So that part of it is going to be interested in to where the other domino is supposed to fall with this one. And with Q saying Batonio's not retiring, that's good news for them. But that's a good problem to have. I'd rather have too many linemen than to be in the Bengals situation, needing a guard at this point versus that aspect.
Kirk Cousins, we're building the wall for you. Somebody get Aaron Rodgers on the phone. Let's add some fun to this. Right. Let's see if we can make the Steelers re-sign Russ. Okay.
Which right now brings us to the point. The Steelers, they got their shiny toy and DK, still waiting for that quarterback.
Can I point out too, real quick, before we get to the Steelers, that there is this it's like a what do you call it? The musical chairs game of quarterback going on right now. And it seems like the losing prize is drafting Cam Ward.
No, I think the ultimate loser is just getting Russell Wilson at this point.
You think so?
There's 3 teams looking for 3 quarterbacks, right?
Yeah,
well,
and
one has to be traded, which
Kirk's probably going to be available after June, right? Yeah. So, I mean, all this shit feels like you got to wait for it, but let's imagine Kirk's not available, right? Aaron Rodgers and Russ are available right now. Then obviously the number 1 pick, it looks like Tennessee's decided they're going to take Cam Ward, right?
Right.
So it's either reach for Shador or Russ and Aaron Rodgers, and it's a musical chair game that nobody wants to win right now.
If I had to guess right now how it's going to go, I think that the Titans will take Ward, the Giants will sign Russ, Rodgers will end up in Pittsburgh. That's how I felt about it.
You think the Giants are going to do it? You think?
Yeah, so? I think so. Yeah, I mean, from people that
I was going to make a joke because I saw the tweet where it was like Russ wants to sign with the Giants, and it was going to be like the Giants were not interested in signing him.
Russ is interested in the Giants, but the Giants aren't interested in him.
I agree.
Yeah.
No, what? Malik Neighbors is going to be interesting to watch because he seemed like one of them old school get me the ball type dudes.
Oh, for sure. I feel like a year. I'll say this though about Malik Neighbors. Like I think you could at least talk him into like, all right, bro, for like 9 games, he's just gonna chuck you the ball and like he'll give you a chance deep because he can still do that, which is about the only thing Russ can do.
But does Russ throw well deep to people who can run underneath a deep
I was
ball?
going to say, like, I mean, it's more so it's like, hey, we're going to chuck this up, and I know Pickens will just go up and get it, or Mike Williams will go up and get it one time against Washington.
It's like if Justin Jefferson's there, it makes sense. But if you try to throw to Tyreek Hill, you just slow the brother down.
Right. So regardless, though, I mean, people that I've talked to who are close to the Giants think that that's what's gonna happen is that he'll end up just being the quarterback for New York. And yeah, look, I talked about this on my YouTube today, where it's like I understand the frustration from like Steelers fans, and like from my perspective, it's annoying to me too. I'm just like, bro, just make a choice. But like from Aaron Rodgers' perspective, like I'd probably be doing the same thing. Like if I could wait it out as long as possible, and like even like into camp, and like somebody's, a contender has a quarterback go down for an extended amount of time, I know I'm the first guy that they're gonna call and be like, hey, Aaron, like we need somebody. So like I get why he's doing it. I feel like it's more for that rather than weighing if he wants to play or not. I think he still wants to play, and he doesn't want to go out, in a 5-12 season.
I think all three of them probably wait till after the draft.
Maybe. And if you're the Giants, then I mean, you got to really ask yourselves the question: okay, do we like Shador enough to take him at 2, or are we just going to wait till next year and hope that Russ signs? And then if he doesn't, who the hell? I mean, they got to play Tommy DeVito this year. Did he re-sign with the Giants? I feel like he did.
Hey, playing Tommy DeVito is a decision on the 2026 draft class. Right? The same way. Well, who did the Houston Texans play that one year?
Oh, Davis Mills.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they were like, Davis Mills gonna be our starter. I'm like, well, they must like CJ. Okay.
Yeah, Davis Mills and David Culley. That the year that got them CJ Stroud. So I think it is going to be. I think it is going to be Aaron in Pittsburgh. If for some reason it's not, I think they just roll with Mason and bring in another vet to have as some sort of competition, whether that be Joe Flacco or whether they get real fun and trade for Joe Milton, which I'd be totally for. Or what I think is the most likely outcome, they probably draft Jalen Milroe at some point in the draft. Take a flyer on him. Eventually, he'll probably see some action. If they don't like what they see from him, then they're going to use their abundance of comp picks to trade up in the draft next year to hopefully take their next guy. So,
you excited for the Jalen Milroe, Justin Fields place?
No. I'll say this about Jalen Milroe. Obviously, the athletic upside is certainly there, and we've seen guys who have been labeled like big projects come into the NFL and find that upside in good situations. The Steelers aren't a situation to develop quarterbacks, man. They can't do it. They don't have a Kevin O'Connell or a Kyle Shanahan or a Matt LaFleur in place to help these guys reach that upside. They got Mike Tomlin, who is stuck in 2008 trying to build his team and win games that way. They don't have like a guru on the staff that can really develop quarterbacks. Art's like a fine offensive coordinator, but he's not, that level of elite to help groom a young quarterback, which is why like no matter who they end up taking or when they take him, I'm going to be nervous because I just don't trust the staff to put him in the best chance to succeed and help develop him. So I'm going to be nervous regardless of what it is. Trying to think of other news outside of the quarterback stuff. They brought back like a bunch of depth guys. Isaiah Loudermilk re-signed, Jeremiah Moon, James Pierre, like just a bunch of dudes who have been there for a few years in depth roles and special teams roles that are coming back.
AFC North Talk Hall of Famer James Pierre.
James Pierre. Bro, I tweeted today. I was like, why do they keep bringing back James Pierre? You would have thought that I just pissed on all of their faces. They're like, actually, he's a good special teamer. I was like, all right, dude, chill the fuck out.
Jared, the man who had your job before, or the man who had your job 2 people before you is responsible for the James Pierre hive.
Like, gee, okay, dude, like, great, is a good gunner. I didn't realize we were so passionate about a dude who covers punts. Relax.
They love that, bro. They love that. That gave Brandon Tate for the Bengals so many we were trying to get him off the roster every year, bro. And it was
who was it? There's like there's an account every time I tweet about the Steelers. He's just in my mentions a lot, and like it's funny. Like I don't have a problem with them or anything. He has a problem. Minkaberg Steelers just always shitting on me every day, just all the time. Anything I say, he's in there. So I know that if I say something, he's just gonna be like, actually, dipshit, this is why they did it. I'm like, all right, dude, relax. Christ.
So there's a Minkaberg other than Pink. What about
dude, there's a Berg for every. There's a Ben Skoranek Berg. There was a Matt Stafford Berg for about a week. Like every player on the roster has a Berg Twitter page.
Back when I used to be on Twitter fucking with Steeler fans for fun, I met all the Bergs, man.
Yeah, all the
Bergs. Dog. Somebody got mad at me, and they were still an Antonio Brownberg account. I was like,
there's a bunch of. There's a Scotty Miller Berg. He came back. They re-signed him to a 1-year deal.
Okay.
Scotty Miller was back. You're right.
Selfishly, I'm very excited about Scotty Miller because I like Scotty Miller and I like talking to him. So that I'm happy that he's back in like some sort of depth role. Good for Scotty Miller. So is Ben Skoranek. Ben Skoranek rules.
Who was the other? Y'all had this short dude from Kent State. Y'all kept being excited about
Dree
for no
Archer?
good now reason. Yeah.
That was like 10 years ago.
That's what I realized. Steelers fans are just as crazy as every other fan
Oh,
base.
dude, I was excited about Dree. I was
mad about Dree Archer, and somebody got bad. I was like, wow.
That was like
who was the dude that was in the Subway commercials? What was his name? Jarvis Jones.
Jarvis Jones. Oh no.
Oh no,
For
dude.
Georgia. I
Yeah.
remember people thought
I
he
was so excited about Jarvis Jones when I was like a sophomore or junior in high school, and then he just went down the. He was not good.
I was excited about him, and then somebody yelled while watching a Georgia game. He built bad, right? Like to that extent, and then I couldn't unsee it, and I was like, I don't know, but he was what 2013 draft.
I think he was 2015. No, he might have been 2013. Yeah, he might have been their first round pick then.
2013.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was a pretty trash draft.
Yeah.
I got Markevious Mingo, and it wasn't.
And then
really
I'm trying to think of the year they got Bud. I think they drafted Bud Dupree in 2015 or 16.
Don't forget about Terrence Cody. Sonny remembers him. Terrence Cody.
Big Terrence. Man, he was third round.
Was Judon at Kentucky the same time with Bud?
He was no. Judon, you're talking about Zadarius Smith.
Oh, Zadarius was Kentucky.
Yeah.
Judon, somebody, because I remember it was a weird year where like the opposite guys, the main guys in those classes were like pretty good too.
Yeah. Smith, we picked Smith, I think, in either third or fourth round. And so, anyway, let's mock it up. I know people been asking for it.
Yeah, what are we doing? We're just doing like the mock simulator on the screen. Is that how?
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah! All right.
We had two quick super chats that I don't want to miss. Ravens Nation says, "Do you want Judon Smith mostly to return?"
Oh, I'm excited about this. This is gonna be awesome.
So look,
Y'all aren't gonna do this again, right? Because then Zadarius spurned y'all last time.
No,
bro,
this is that to me. Judon, yes, mostly sure. You can.
Oh, Sonny, I swear I wrote today, or I guess I wrote it the other day for USA Today that, talking about free agents that are still available. I said, yeah, go back to Zadarius Smith. It'd be great. Why not? Why do you hate Zadarius Smith? Is there like some lore that I'm missing?
So Zadarius Smith was gonna come back.
He agreed on a deal.
He was like, "Psych, I'm going to another thing."
So he agreed on the deal.
And then he said, "Actually, I'm going to go to Green Bay."
No. Von Miller signs the big deal over there in Buffalo, and I guess he went back to the Ravens and said, "Oh, well, he signed for all that. I want more money."
Oh God, he Hulk Hogan'd him.
And then the Vikings. That's how he went to the Vikings. The Vikings signed him.
He went to the Vikings before Green Bay? I thought he went to the...
It was one of those things where he agreed, and then like that happened, and he was like, nah, don't.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, my apologies.
He went to Green Bay, then he got...
Yeah, okay. I got you.
And then we were going to sign him, and he went to the Vikings, then he got...
And then he came back and was like, that's not going to work for me, brother.
Yeah.
No, it's the Sonny Weaver. It's the, hey, we live in a different world than we did 5 minutes ago.
Oh, that's so fun.
Now eat your fucking pancakes.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to piss off everybody with this mock draft. I hope everybody knows that.
Let's do it. We doing 3 rounds?
We doing, I think I put 3 or 4, but not more than 4. I
think that's good.
Here.
7.
no 7. Ray Rack here says, Q, you think there's a chance that this could be Teller's, I guess, trade Teller?
Well, it doesn't really make sense to get Teller off the roster till after June 1st. I think they're gonna make this move with in mind. Hey, we can always flip him into guard, swing back. I can't believe I'm blanking on my man's name. But
the guy that you signed from, I think,
the tackle we drafted the 4th round, Ohio State.
Dewan Jones.
Dewan Jones, good Lord. It's been a busy day for me, but swing back Dewan Jones at left tackle. And if somebody wants to, in desperation, right, they need a guard, they want to get Wyatt Teller, you could probably get a 2nd or a 3rd for him. And you just call her today there.
All right, let's do that hockey. I'm ready for this. This is going to be so fun.
Okay, this is the first year that we have picks since we started this.
I can't take my my day off.
Yeah. So Q, I mean, do you want to trade for the first round? For the first pick, I'm assuming no, right?
No, hell no. I'm not spoiler warning. I don't believe in Cam Ward.
Oh, this is interesting.
Well, neither do the Titans, apparently. At least in this mock draft.
These bastards. Oh,
Look how many. Look at it. Basically, all the teams are trading here.
I was like, I already know who Q going for, and then I'm like, damn.
oh yeah, it'd be Abdul Carter. Like, there's no doubt about it. Abdul Carter is going to be my selection here, if he's there. What teams want to trade? I don't think there's going to be a market there. Oh, number 4 wants to trade. All right, let's run it up. Come on, what they want to give up? Number 4 for number 2. Let's ask for something I don't think they'll give me. Let me get 38. Oh, it's time to rob. All right, give me 77. Yeah,
There's not a chance in all this happens.
Right? Yeah, no. All right. Give me 69. I want 69.
Oh God damn it.
And then let me get a third next year.
This is so not real.
I'll give you 79. I'll give you 179.
179. Oh,
yeah. All right, let's offer that trade.
This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life.
Oh,
wait, this has to be broken. What is this?
what?
Why? What happened?
Cam Ward's not ranked first?
No, Cam Ward is not anywhere close to the number 1 overall prospect in this draft. Cam Ward's like 19th.
Yeah, they're not that good as prospects.
Yeah. Look, everybody in Cleveland, oh my God, Cam Ward's there. Yeah. Andrew, you have to do it. Let me see who wants to trade.
Jesus, Harold Christ.
Let's see. Oh, the Jets from 7? Yeah, man. Because Mason Graham would have been a pick here, but he went ahead of me. All right. Let me get 73. Okay, I'll just take 42. Let's go ahead and get that there. All right. Let's see what's actually here now.
We would like to let everybody know that this episode is brought to you by bullshit.
PFF.
Jesus Christ.
You know what? I might just take Tyler Warren just to piss you off. All right,
would break my heart.
Let's go through the board here.
Well, I'm sorry. What do you ask? You sorry.
Can we scroll through the board, please?
Oh yeah.
At this point, Andrew Berry would have spontaneously combusted that 2 teams were willing to do these trades.
Should I take Josh Simmons here? Oh, Cam Ward's still here. Oh, yeah. Guess what? Not fucking picking him. Let's see. Let's scroll through. Shamar Stewart. Oh, man.
This would be the point of the draft, too. We're still looking at Mel's basket. Like, if the Cleveland Browns don't take Cam Ward, I don't know what they're doing with their team.
You got to take Cam Ward here. He's a quarterback with the pulse. They got the Deshaun Watson. What do they expect to do? To draft somebody in 2026? No. They must waste this pick now.
I wish that McShay was still there because then we could say, Todd.
Yeah, so many.
No, it's Matt. All right, let's go back to the top. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might trade back again.
Christ on a crutch.
Let's see who wants to trade. Because now we're in tackle territory. Yeah.
What picks do you have right now?
I got all the picks. No. We're not gonna grab 40, Sonny. Let's get 71.
This is all your picks, by the way. Okay, so we're doing 3 rounds.
Yeah, we're doing 3 rounds. Though, you know what I mean?
Yes,
drafting a new team.
We're about to draft everybody.
9, and then let's get 71. They want to do that? Yeah, let's do that. Let's go. Come on, turn in. Cool.
Oh my
Remove
God.
Remove bag. Let's see who wants to trade. Oh shit, 11. I kind of gotta do it, dog. Yeah, 75.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, there it is.
Mm-hmm. All right, I'll take a tackle now. All right, let's go tackle. Josh Simmons, Gray Zabel, Josh Connerly. Okay. Let's see who's still there at quarterback.
I think all of them. To be honest.
Yeah, has a quarterback gone? No, Cam Ward's still there. Would you take Shador in this case scenario?
I wouldn't be opposed to it, to be honest with you.
Right.
Let's see. Josh Simmons is there. We got some room to sit at tackle. Let's see who the best players available are right now. Yeah, I'm staying away from James Pierce. Will Johnson's still there.
I feel like I'm on Wheel of Fortune and Q's just bought all the vowels.
Yeah, right.
Wait till you see. The Shador falls past you in 20.
The third
I'm
round
gonna move up
basically
again,
you.
brother.
The third round's just the Cleveland Browns.
Browns.
All right. Scroll back up. Should we do Will Johnson here? Click on Will Johnson. Let's see what his man grades are. Ooh, not really a fit. All right.
Take Malachi Starks. Steelers just signed Juan Thornhill away. He might as well do that.
You know, I wouldn't be a bad selection. There's some decent depth in this class. I got so many fucking third round picks, though. I'm definitely going to be able to get like Ransom or Makuba or Winston. So, yeah, let's just get Josh Simmons. Well, actually, anybody want to trade?
No. Did Josh Simmons?
Yeah, let's take Josh Simmons.
Oh, that was over now. You could have jumped over
All right, let's
anybody.
slow it down though. Once they get past Pittsburgh.
God damn, they took Will Johnson, motherfuckers. All right.
I was about to do it too.
Let me see. James Pierce is out there. That's tempting.
Kelvin Banks. You can flip him to guard.
Kelvin Banks. Let me see defensive interior. Let me see defensive interior real quick. Somebody already take Walter Nolan?
The what?
Nah, he's still there.
He's still there.
Damn, bro. Let me see guard real quick. Bengals fans gonna kill me.
Oh no, go to tackle.
Where's Donovan at? Yeah, he's
Donovan
on.
Jackson.
Okay,
They're just low on him, but I mean Donovan would be a great choice here.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Walter Nolan, man. I'm gonna go with Walter Nolan, bro.
Sticking with your board.
James Pierce was interesting though, but I'm
Which
gonna go Walter Nolan.
I think I've heard character concerns about him.
Yep. Character concerns with Pierce. Damn, he went right after me.
All right, man.
Yeah.
Cam Ward's right there, Jared. Come on.
I'm not taking. I don't know. Oh, goddamn. Here's the thing: if Cam Ward did fall to 21, like that's something that I think they would do. I mean, it would just make sense. Yeah.
I just don't understand it, Todd. You know, Cam Ward, he can throw the ball.
Pittsburgh Steelers are sitting on the clock and they haven't turned in their slip yet. Cam Ward's sitting right there. They need a quarterback. They got Mason Rudolph. They got Skylar Thompson. What are they doing? Let me. Here's the thing. Like, for the sake of realism in this, I don't think Cam Ward will be there. So I think I'm just going to kind of scratch that off.
No, play the scenario. Play the scenario. No. You got to play the scenario.
This is too early.
Yeah.
I think what I want to do, well, first off, what I want to do is I need to get some picks. So go to trade for me real quick. Go to the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Why the Jaguars?
Just listen to me. Go to the Jaguars. Are you there?
Where's the Jaguars here?
Don't worry, there's a method to my madness. All right, I'm gonna need you to click there, pick number 70.
Okay.
And then take 21 off. I'm not trading my first round pick. And then go down to my players.
We're gonna abuse the system.
And then we're gonna select George Pickens. We're gonna trade him to the Jacksonville Jaguars for pick number 70 and see if I can get 142 as well.
So 70 and 142.
Yep.
Oh yeah, I think that's.
So
See if I can get a fourth next year.
You can definitely.
This is why you said the
Chilling.
Steelers fans are gonna hate you.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that. Okay. Lovely. All right. And then with this pick, we're gonna replace George Pickens and take Luther Burden.
All right, that makes sense. All right, Sonny, pause the draft at 25. All right.
This is 24. You want me to
24? Yeah, let it run until we get to Los Angeles Rams before they pick.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh.
There you go. I got it.
Is Cam Ward still on the board?
One more.
One more.
All right, pause it.
Oh,
All right,
before us.
yeah, I'm gonna give them. I want to give the Rams 33 and a fourth.
Oh wait. 33.
Yeah, and a fourth.
Look at all this shit.
Yeah, give them a fourth. 106. Give them 106. All right, let's jump back in. All right,
Cam Ward.
Shador Sanders.
Is he still on the board too? Wow.
Yeah, let's go Shador. That's my QB1 in this draft.
There you go.
Fuck the board. My board.
I should get Cam here.
Just draft. If they're there at 38, I might draft them both.
Oh, dude, Mary Kay Cabot would spontaneously combust of happiness if that happens.
Mm-hmm. We're gonna have the greatest quarterback competition ever. It's gonna be mid on mid.
Man, oh man.
Try to be like me now.
All of us are just gonna gain a
Come
trillion.
on, Colston
picks.
Loveland's right there, dog.
Who?
Colston Loveland.
No. You
You
have a
don't
lot.
like him? Greg Zabel?
No, he's good.
You don't like Greg Zabel?
The problem is in our O line right now because we signed Stanley and we have the right tackle.
Upgraded linebacker with Jalen Walker.
No.
You know, you like Elick.
No.
Elick Amanor led Slippery Rock University to a national championship in my online dynasty. Fun fact.
I was about to say, there's no shot he played. There's no fucking shot.
Yeah, don't worry. Elick Amanor played for
not the
Slippery
Lamar
Rock.
stopper. All
I
right.
like it.
All right. All right. Then let me go see what I already did and what I'm about to do.
We have all this.
Tackle of the future. Got my quarterback. Man, Andy Dalton level guy.
By the
All
way,
right.
you had 2 back-to-back almost second-round picks.
That's the price of being patient. All right, let's go to the board and really peruse through this, see what I want. Like Elick Amanor there. We got Xavier Watts. That's going to be exciting if he's there at 42. Let's keep going down here.
I'll be right back. I'm going to grab my computer charger, so don't worry.
Rebel. Let's go position by position. All right, everything but quarterback. Let's start with running back here. Cam Scatterboo, Quishon. It's Travion gone already, huh?
Okay.
All right. No, the Travion's there. They got Quishon hired. What fucking board is this for Pro Football Focus?
I don't know.
I don't know, bro. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, clear your cookies, Sonny. All right. All right. Let's go wide receiver. All right, let's go tight end. All right, let's go next position.
Interior.
Actually, we can skip offensive line, go corner. Amos is there. All right, let's go safety. Ooh, safety's looking good. All right, let's keep going.
Are you still on that previous pick, or did you pick somebody else?
No, he's still in the first.
He's still on the man.
Yeah, shit ain't changed. All right. All right, let's go back to all. All right. Let's go Ed Manor. Let's go.
There you go. Now good.
Damn. Xavier Watts just went. All right, let's scroll through the board.
I see somebody who you should take right now.
Who should find?
No.
Amos.
Amos is who I would take.
Yeah.
Meh.
Let me see what Landon Jackson. Let me go look at him real quick.
Damn it.
Let's see his first look. I need to see how old he is. 22. God damn, 6'7".
6'7". Man.
He fucking
Jesus.
running to 40.
I don't think
We got a Raz on this guy.
Hold on. I can get his Raz pulled up right now, probably.
Let's get a Raz on that guy.
Hold on,
Holy
give me
shit.
1 second.
Landon Jackson.
Jackson Raz. Let's see what it is.
I have no. I'm gonna Google his name here.
He's got a RAS of 988.
Yeah.
He looks like a fucking anime villain too, dude.
Ran the 40 and 4.69.
Oh, the aura is there. All right, Landon Jackson. Let's see what that is in the NFL, man. Let's go ahead, take him.
We got a RAS on him. That was funny.
Ace.
Don't tell me that doesn't happen in the sixth round of some of these drafts. We're like, who the fuck is okay? Like, somebody got a
Let
RAS?
me see, is Donovan Jackson still there?
I would love to see that in draft coverage. Like it's just like middle of the sixth round, somebody gets taken, and then like one of the draft analysts, who the hell's
Donovan
that?
Jackson, give him to me. Pause.
Pause.
Like,
No, I was saying pauses, and I said Donovan
you said
Jackson,
give it to me. Okay.
Okay. I see.
All right. Get Elijah Royal right here.
Oh, that would be
That
would be such a Ravens pick.
Ooh, that's nasty. We don't need him to do that. Think about it.
God, he looks so good in Mobile, man.
Good blocker. The only thing with him
That's
is he
my
has
favorite tight end.
Yeah.
Is Elijah.
Yeah.
Elijah's my favorite.
Come on, draft a small wide receiver. I know you want to.
Take Kyle Williams in the second.
Kyle Williams. See, the thing about Jada Higgins is he's tall, but he did run the most TikTok routes per snap.
Dude, it was crazy.
He was doing that.
Dude's doing an Irish jig before he gets off the line.
Okay, we're here in Quincy's.
It's my world. Travion Henderson, you're a Brown.
That was quick.
He has like 1,000 picks. Look.
Oh no, he's got two more. Like, oh my god.
Oh, there's more. Look, Brown.
We're overhauling the offense. We're overhauling the offense, baby. Mason Taylor. Hold on, wait. Let's see who else is there at tight end. Let's see who else is there at tight end real quick. You know what I mean? Don't want to be rash. Let's go to running back too. Is Caleb Johnson still there?
Running back.
Okay, no, he's not there. Okay. All right. Mason Taylor feels like the pick here.
Shout out Joy.
71 after this, right? So I can finally go safety. All right, let's go safety now.
No, this is
this is Jarrett.
Oh, I'm on the clock. All right, hell yeah. Let me take a look at D tackle.
Big Vern.
Yeah. Go back to running back. Scroll through to let me see who's all there, just because like I could probably come back.
You guys know you're drafting Ollie Gordon.
Yeah, scroll back up. I could probably get this guy here in a minute. Okay, yeah, go back to D tackles. I'll take Vern. They need a D tackle.
I'll get Big Vern.
Yeah.
Here.
Yep.
Big Vern.
Out of Texas.
All right. Let's go safety. Let's get Winston.
Oh, you bastard.
Kevin Winston Jr., Penn State. Let's turn that card in. All right.
It's yours again.
All right, defensive interior.
I imagine Andrew Berry just like sitting with his feet kicked up, smoking a cigarette. Kevin Winston, send it in.
Yeah, it'd be pretty easy right there. 21 years old, really good player, projected first round pick, only in the third round.
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, if he didn't get hurt last year, he's going late first.
All right. Let's go back to running back.
You don't want Big Dion?
I prefer Jordan to him. We want a pass rusher. Big Dion built bad. RJ, DJ, yeah, I'm probably good until
TJ, AJ, RJ, backslashing's 4th to 5th.
I got 3 more picks. Yeah, it feels like if I get another running back here, it's probably going to have to wait until after day 2 because I still got more picks after day 2, right? Tight end. Not really thinking about edge. Let's see what's up with linebacker real quick. Yeah. All right. Let's go back to defensive interior. Okay, I think I know what I'm gonna do here. Let's go back to tight end.
Oh my!
Did I draft the tight end already?
You took Tyler Warren, I thought.
No, I didn't take Tyler Warren.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, go back to my picks. I took Mason.
You took Mason. Shout out
Right.
Joy Taylor.
Is he related to?
That's
Taylor
his.
fan?
That's Jason Taylor's son.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah.
is
Fuck.
So
Ooh. That hit me right in the old. But yeah, let's still look at tight end.
Titan.
Yeah. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. All right, yeah, let's take Jordan Phillips, man.
Interior D lineman.
Mm-hmm. Ozzy Trapulo, you're teasing me right there. Let's go back to tackle. God damn, Marcus and Bowles there. Shit. I can't carry more tackles. I can't carry another offensive lineman. I have already signed enough. Let's go back. Running back's not really sexy. Let's go wide receiver right here. Ugh. Oh, Savion there.
you're not a Jalen Noel guy.
Yeah. He's high. He's really athletic. But if I'm gonna draft a wide receiver, I got enough short dudes on the Browns roster.
Well, we know that Tez isn't going your way.
Short and light. Yeah, first lake effect snow, he's done for, bro. All right, let's keep scrolling down at wide receiver. See if there's any like bad grades from PFF. No. All right, let's get out of here. Let's get out of wide receiver. Let's go back to best available. Let's scroll down that. Let's take a little roll down here. So I got Trey already. I could go DJ. Tate Rutledge. I cannot draft another fucking offensive lineman.
It's just you had too many picks. You had too many picks.
No, I'm trying to decide. I already have a couple guys I'm fine with taking here, right? Like DJ Giddens would be fine here. I'm gonna scroll back up. Marcus Mbo would be fine here. Let's see something. Let's see who's there at quarterback right now.
Gonna double up.
Quarterback.
Yeah, you heard what I said.
Wouldn't it be funny though?
I mean, I'm not thinking it. Because running back. Do I need to get DJ Giddens right now? Let's see what else is down there. Because I already got Trey. I can just re-sign Nick Chubb, run Trey off Nick Chubb. I'm fine. So I don't really need to do DJ Giddens. If I'm doing what I want to do, let me get Mbow. Let me go Marcus Mbow. Let me get a tackle to guard prospect. Can never have enough big motherfuckers in there, right?
You want Marcus?
Yeah, let me hope. Yeah, I hope Marcus is young. Okay.
Here you go, Ace. Sorry, thank you.
Is Rutledge there?
Damn, Ace had to wait through all of those picks.
You sure did.
You said
who you asking? Sorry.
Yeah, the guard Rutledge.
He sure is.
All right, let me see Ed real quick. Yeah, let me get Rutledge.
Take Rutledge.
Yes, sir.
Is it Rutledge or Rutledge?
I don't know. Is it Rutledge or Rutledge? I don't know. I just know he got a mullet. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, we're turning in the pick. DJ Giddens.
So this whole time you heard me watching on
You better. You can stay away, Bob.
Absolutely fucking.
They call it rap.
Yeah. I've been meaning to watch his film, but I'm scared that he's trash.
Oh no, the drop rate's the only thing, right? The contested catch rate's pretty impressive, 88.9. He might be Greg Little.
Oh wow, what a shout!
Yeah, does everything you need a wide receiver to do. except catch.
I'm just completely out on TCU receivers until one shows that they're good.
That is
I've
fair.
never met one that can catch.
That is fair.
Like all the dudes who are egregiously bad catchers. What? When your boy John Ross was that TCU?
No, he was Washington.
He was
Wow.
watching.
Okay.
But the
Thinking
guy
of Josh Doxson.
Doxson.
Mm.
Josh Doxson.
All right. Let's see if Milroe's on the board still.
He is.
Come get me. All right. Let's get Jalen Milroe.
There you go.
Running
That's
back.
it.
Great.
That is it. Okay, let's see the picks here. Can I not go by team?
They don't have grades or nothing. Nothing.
They
No.
do if you do it by one, but when you do it by
Yeah.
multiple
Right.
teams,
More than one. Yeah.
just know
Yeah.
Quincy won this draft.
They're not even giving me all the rounds.
I got a whole new offense.
Okay, so here, Josh Simmons for the Browns at 11.
tackle.
Walter Nolan, the interior D lineman for Ace. Luther Burton for the Steelers. Then Shadur Sanders, new quarterback for the Browns. Nick Emanwori, is that how you pronounce his last name?
He got a 42-inch vertical. That's how you pronounce his name.
Okay, he was the Ravens selection. Ilig Ayumanor for the Browns. Oh, okay. Landon Jackson for the Browns.
Got an edge, you know.
Donovan Jackson for the for the Bengals. Sorry, Ravens. Jared Ivey. Then more Browns picks here. Henderson, running back out of Ohio State. Mason Taylor, tight end LSU. Then Brockton for Texas is Steeler. Kevin Winston Jr., safety out of Penn State.
Well, I draft both sides of the ball pretty well here. Huh?
Yeah. Then the Browns again got Jordan Phillips and Marcus Embo.
Mhm.
And the Bengals get Tate Rattler, guard from Georgia. DJ Giddens, running back out of Kansas State for the Steelers. And this is a lot of picks for 3 rounds. Wyatt Milum, West Virginia tackle for the Ravens, and Jalen Milroe finalized the 3rd round pick. And PFF is broken. It has to be. It has to be.
Did you use PFF board or the public board?
No.
Did you change any of the sliders?
I put real or whatever it was. Random. I put not random, but it looks everything random.
Yeah, you don't mess with the settings because I think that's what happened here.
Okay, well, we have one super chat here before we go. King says, "Which player do you?" This is the curse, by the way.
This goddamn question.
Do you not want your rival to draft?
I mean, I don't want the Browns to take Abdul Carter, but they're gonna.
Abdul Carter is one.
And I don't want the Ravens to take Tyler Warren somehow. That would be my hell.
No way that happens, right? More likely the Bengals could do it than them, but they just re-signed Mike Gesicki, right? And another tight end, so I think they're good there.
I just imagine a world where like they trade Andrews before the
How about
draft, and then they move up in the draft to take Warren. That would suck.
Ashanti Genti to the Bengals?
Sean
Genti to the Bengals?
Yeah, but they don't know how to use
him right. They
No,
nerf running
Zach
back.
doesn't like running the ball.
Yeah, they nerf running back. They still put Samaje Perine in that bitch.
It's amazing because Samaje Perine looks like he could be anywhere between the ages of like 30 and 76.
Yeah, Genti to like San Francisco feels pretty unnecessarily good, right? Like, oh yeah,
It feels unnecessary.
Yeah, it's just like this is unnecessary. You didn't need this at all.
Yeah.
Let's see. For the Ravens, do I have anybody that I look at and I'm like, Emanwori would be somewhat there because I'm like, that is probably the best Lamar stopper that the draft has produced because he's like super athletic. Luther Ransom feels like an automatic fit. Lathan Ransom, my bad, to the Ravens too. That's one I can see them getting. I don't want Donovan Jackson to get to the Bengals. I would say that's definitely one there. I'm like, that's going to work out. It's going to be pretty fucking annoying that he got there. the Ravens, maybe Travion. You imagine pairing
Maybe.
that kind of speed up with what they have with Derrick Henry and Lamar.
That would be kind of annoying. Yeah, I
That
would
would
love
be pretty
that.
annoying. There's no wide receivers in this class that would piss me off if they were able to get. And this is a random one. Will Howard to Pittsburgh. That would piss me off.
No, just
Yeah.
you're an Ohio State fan, right?
No.
No?
He just likes to be boring, and that's a perfect fit for Mike Tomlin.
No, I think Will Howard
Mike's gonna
stinks.
win like 5. Like he'll get 10 win seasons out of him because they both like being boring.
No, I hate it too for different reasons. Just because I think Will Howard stinks, and that would make no sense. I think that would be stupid.
I want the Steelers to get Cam Ward. I want the Steelers to get Cam Ward. Shador going to Pittsburgh. That I would be annoyed because I think the Browns could get back in if he falls past Pittsburgh to go get him. But I'm not too hurt about it because I don't want to draft the fucking kid at 2. Who else would be annoying if they got to Pittsburgh? Tyler Warren definitely for the Bengals. Wouldn't want to see that.
Yeah.
If Genty got to Pittsburgh, I guess that would be the most annoying thing.
It's okay. They wouldn't use him correctly. Cordero Patterson would still somehow get touches over him. So
Ooh, Genty got to the Ravens.
That would be we're not gonna even talk about that. Nope.
I feel like Genty's such like a Cowboys pick though. Like I feel like Jerry would see that and be like, "Yep, turn it in."
Yeah. Do you guys like Baron? I think is the guy's name.
Jade.
He's all right.
I like him. He's a little light, but I like him.
I'm also not gonna pretend to be an expert on all these players. I'm not a savant of college football by any means, but of the things that I've seen from some of them.
Gray Zabel going to Cincinnati would annoy me, but all right, I don't really have a Roger Rosengarten this year because I don't need to have one because I'm not my first pick's not in the 3rd round. My Roger Rosengarten this year is Abdul Carter, and if we don't get him, I'll just take Travis Hunter. I'm cool. In all reality,
that happened.
That's what I thought you were gonna do. I thought you were gonna take Travis Hunter.
Yeah, once the number 4 pick was like, you could just come get me, and then they were willing to give me a ridiculous price. I was like, well, I'm just going to take as many picks as possible now.
Do you envision if they go number 2 Travis Hunter and then jumping and getting Shador, and then double
that
down?
would be kind of crazy. That would be crazy.
I think they could do something like that. I don't know what they feel about Shador Sanders internally, right? I think from what I see on film, that could work in the Browns offense. I think there's a better chance of that working than like Cam Ward working, where the situational awareness for Cam and the ability to play in structure is just like abysmal for somebody who's 23, right? By the time the season starts. I think that's the thing a lot of people are overlooking. This dude is Jameis Winston was in his 3rd NFL season at 23. Josh Allen was in his 2nd year, started turning around at 23. You're telling me this dude's going to change things when he's 25? Like, he's already 23. He's the age that you are when you become what you are in the NFL, right? So what he is in college football is basically what he's going to be in the NFL in my mind. Shador, I think he could be Kirk Cousins, Andy Dalton, right? And I'm willing to spend a late 1st on that. Am I willing to spend a number 2 overall pick on that? No, because to get that guy, you need to have a lot of talent around him. But yeah, if you get Travis Hunter and Shador, I think really the Travis part of that is the most intriguing part, because I think Travis, if you're willing to go all in on this ability to play on both sides, he could be somebody who can be effective for you on 3rd down on offense and be a stopper for you on 3rd down on defense. And if you get that out of a player, which has never been done before, but he's done a lot in college, has never been done before. If you get that out of him, I mean, there's no value you can put on that. That's the most valuable non-quarterback you could take. And you could even argue he would be more valuable than some quarterbacks would be. So, yeah, I think the Browns are in a good spot at 2. Abdul Carter's there. You don't say no to that. Like, that's just what it is. If somebody goes Cam Ward 1 and Abdul Carter sitting there at 2, cool. You just became the Detroit Lions. You got the best player to draft at number 2 pick, right? Like, awesome. Thank you.
Before we close the stream, I'm gonna ask a question. Q, I know your answer, Abdul Carter. But for the rest of you guys, what will be the pick that you would love if it falls to you? That you're like, that's the guy. I don't want to hear anything else. I know Abdul Carter's for you, Q. But for you, Ace,
I got a couple, man. It would be
like your favorite.
It would be
your
Will
Johnson.
Johnson, Will Johnson, Genty. Genty would be up there. I feel like Walter Nolan should be there. So I know Bengals fans will probably say Walter Nolan. But yeah, there's no way that the guy from LSU is falling that far, bro.
Will Compton, is that his name?
That's
the guard.
That guard. He's not falling to 17, dog. So
how about you, Jared?
I don't know about like any guys like falling per se. I think all the guys that I want them to take are going to be going right around then. So like if they wanted to go D tackle, Derek Harmon, Kenneth Grant, Walter Nolan, I'd be happy with any of those. If they go receiver and do what I think they're going to do and move Pickens on like a draft day trade, if they take Burden, I'm cool. If they take Matthew Golden, I'm cool. Elick would be a bit of a reach there, but like I wouldn't hate it. I think that they just need a complementary receiver to what DK does. Right now, they got two dudes who do the exact same thing, and they paid one of them. So again, I think that's why they're going to move off Pickens. If not this year, then definitely next year. So if they were to take somebody who can eat underneath, but also take the top off of defense, then yeah, I'm cool with that. But defensive tackle, I think that they should take somebody in the first, but all the pieces that they've added, they have like a far too crowded defensive line room right now. Even if it's not guys that are like uber talented, they added a couple guys whose names I'm not going to try to pronounce yet because I haven't practiced saying them enough, but started 16 games last year for the Patriots. And then they've just brought in another reserve from the Jaguars. They brought back Isaiah Loudermilk as well. Like they just have so many defensive linemen where I'm just thinking, okay, yeah, they might just not be taking a defensive lineman in the first round. So I think it'll be receiver or corner maybe, just depending on what they do. But they did also just bring in Darius Slay and Brandon Echols. So I'm leaning toward it's going to be a receiver. Or Jackson Dart, God help us. So
I like McMillian. I
mean, if Tet falls to 21, then yeah, you sprinting in. Although we just spent a day and a half talking about his 40 time because I hate
he
this
looks slow.
so
he
much.
Looks slow.
I don't care, man. He's got 3-4 years of good tape, then he's a good player. If we're going to sit here talking about dissecting 600ths of a second of a 40 time, move the draft to April 1st.
I
hate it.
Stopped watching the combine. I stopped watching the combine because of that. But for me, he will be the only receiver.
What did Justin Blackman run?
I don't know, dude.
I don't watch
5. Well, I mean, Justin Blackman was incredible at Oklahoma State.
He was very good.
But for me, it's him or the two safeties, the one South Carolina kid or the Georgia kid. There are a couple edges too.
You ain't trying to bring back Marcus?
No, they can have it. Okay, last super chat before we close it. The Raiders are coming back. Don't underestimate. He's a Raider.
He adopted the Raiders because Tom's there.
Oh my God, Novastone. Okay.
Hey, Novastone. I am looking forward to the Raiders having a spectacular 8 to 9 win season.
Oh well, George Pickens a couple of days ago put a picture of him and Tom
trade for a former Steelers wide receiver. That's always worked for the Raiders.
They're 2 for 2 so far.
Yeah. Make it 3 for 3. Get the trifecta.
Yeah.
Okay, that will do it for us. We'll be back here next week. We'll have more mock drafts as we're getting closer to draft season. Take care, my guys. Peace out.